Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This is going to be for the sixth episode, episode 6 of Turn Mr. Culpeper. So yeah, many people have been asking me to keep reviewing this series, and I kept saying, well, a few people, kept asking me to review this series, keep continuing, and I will, I told them, on summer, once I get more time, I'll do it. It's summer, come on, baby. I'm doing it. So yeah, I've already reviewed the first 5 episodes. I'm gonna leave an annotation somewhere here or here. Yeah, here. I'm gonna leave an annotation somewhere here in this area or in this area. For the 5th episode, and once I do it, a review for the 7th episode right here. So yeah, this is the 6th episode of Turn Mr. Culpeper. So yeah, for those who haven't checked out this episode for whatever reason, I may spoil something for you soon if you guys are gonna watch this episode but haven't watched it yet and are watching this review. What I recommend is you stop this video, go watch, and then come back and watch this review. So yeah, 10 seconds spoiler warning as usual starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who still have yet to watch this episode and are meaning to watch it, and are still watching this video, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. So yeah, the episode six of Turn, Mr. Culpeper. What did I think of it? So as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So basically, in this episode, you have Abe Woodhull, who is the main protagonist for this series overall. You have Woodhull basically going to New York to because he's doing his spy work. He's delivering a message. He gets caught in the way by some random ex redcoat. I want to say. I mean, that's kind of how they kind of interpret this character. A redcoat that kind of abandoned not I guess the military and then lives off in the forest, something like that. And basically what they're both talking about, for the most part, they both talk about how their works are gonna impact the war, American history, English history, European history, and that's gonna impact the outcome of the war. To it, basically, that's basically what they talk about, and they do talk about some other things such as how this affect their families and whatnot. So yeah, on the flip side, you have George Washington, and basically he's trying to see how he could protect the city of Setuket. I believe is how you say it's the name, Setuket, Setauket. Because basically Setuket is basically somehow in the middle of all this mess, and when it's not really supposed to be, but somehow it just got caught in the middle, and now they have to try to find a way to defend Setuket before it turns to a complete hellhole. So yeah, hellhole. Man, I thought I sounded British for a second, but forget it. This episode was disappointing. I have to say it was disappointing. I rewatched episode 5 and then watched this episode, and it was disappointing. Okay, I'm gonna start off with good. Um, the acting was good. For the most part, it was decent. It wasn't the best it could have been, but it was, it was tolerable. It was decent. So I do have to give them credits for that. The locations where they filmed the scenes, they try and make this as realistic as possible to make it seem like they're in the Revolutionary War, which they technically are, in the show. They make it try to seem realistic, and as usual, they do usually accomplish this goal, to make it seem realistic, or at least location wise. They had like 2 or 3 action scenes, well, one really long action scene that kind of got split into 3, in my opinion. The editing in that section was bad, but overall the action scene was actually pretty good. The editing was actually a bit better. It would have been a bit The action scene overall would have been a bit better, but overall the action scene was pretty decent. So I do have to give him credit for that. The only My major gripe with this episode though was the writing just was bad. The writing was just straight up bad. I want to say there's close at least. I mean, the whole episode's 50, not is 45 minutes long. Take Give or take a few minutes due to commercials. Okay. Um, which should be around 45 minutes long. Um, and I want to say at least 10 of those minutes had good writing. The rest was just bad writing, and that's not good. Yeah. I mean, the writing was just bad all over the place, in my opinion. I mean, you had a few moments over here and there where there was actually some decent dialogue, but I want to say close to 10 minutes of decent dialogue. But overall, the writing in this episode was just bad. Um, we also had some unnecessary scenes. There's this one, actually, yeah, there's this one, actually, there's three guys who died in this episode. Two of them were none of them were really necessary. Come to think of it, I mean, one of them was really more for, like, two of them were more for shock factor. Actually, all of them were for shock factor, but the way they tried to do the shock factor was two of them are, I guess, somewhat correctly done shock factor wise, but the other one was just why they didn't really give a clear explanation. I mean, one of them was thought to be a spy. I mean, that one I guess makes sense considering the time. The other one was due to the action scene I was saying. Again, that one was I guess that one has to be that one's kind of self-explanatory. But there's a third guy who was just killed off. Gets a knife to the neck during a dinner party, and that was not really explained. They say he was a traitor, but they never actually explain why. Like any kind of background evidence he was a traitor. So yeah, at the end of the episode, they before I forget, they give Woodhull, who is the main character, Abe Woodhull, the name Samuel Culpeper. They never really explained that either. I mean, they explained the Samuel part, but they never really explained the Culpeper part. And I think that's not really something that should be explained. But and one of those things that should be explained to a degree, but not give a whole big backstory. Maybe something like because I like that name or something like that. But not because this is because he's the name of the that's the name of my neighbor's cousin, mother's father's granddaughters, chickens, roosters, some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? I say something like I like it, but the guy just smiled. He's like, like one of those devilish smiles, and was like, why? So they had some very unnecessary scenes in this episode. They also had some very unnecessary writing. And that was my biggest gripe for this episode. It was very disappointing, in my opinion. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this a 4.5, and it was just a bad episode in my opinion. Hopefully episode 7 will be better. So yeah, quick notice, I will be doing a review for each episode of Turn, the last 5 episodes of Turn for like the next 5 or 6 days, and at the end I'm gonna just do a whole season and or series overview, seeing if this is gonna be a second season, seeing what my thoughts are on it, and all that good stuff. So also definitely stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do an episode of Turn review for Turn, a review for an episode of Turn each day is what I should say. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. And that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do reviews for other TV shows. I'm gonna continue doing my reviews for Turn. I also do reviews for movies and comics. So definitely stay tuned for those. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on Turn. Did you like this episode or did you not? Do you think it should be more than 4.5 or less than 4.5? What are your thoughts on it? And remember to like this video, share on Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is